Welcome back to the African Homestead. I want to give you a quick update on how our sheep are doing in the electric fence paddock. You know, we had a little bit of a challenge when we were first training them to the electric fence. I was a little apprehensive about moving them out here, but they have done fantastic. We haven't had any of them try to break out. We haven't had our dogs down here chasing them to try to encourage that. But the good news is that we've had no issues with them, and they're doing a fantastic job of trampling the grass, eating the grass, showing us what they don't like so we can start removing the undesirable, unpalatable material. And we're learning a lot through this process. So we just finished setting up the second paddock, and you can see the transformation that has happened from not even 7 days. We moved them in on a Saturday, mid-morning or early afternoon, I'm trying to remember. And now it's a Friday later in the afternoon, so it's not quite a full 7 days, but pretty close. And the transformation is pretty astounding. When we first put them in here, if they were in the grass, we couldn't even see them. They would totally disappear unless we were able to move around and kind of peek in between the bunches of grass. And now the place is pretty cleared out, and they can stand anywhere in this paddock and I can see them. Now there are two changes that we're making with the new paddock. The first one is we reduce the number of wires from 4 to 3. And one way that helps us is that one roll of wire is, I think, roughly 650 feet long. And so it wasn't quite long enough for 4 lines. And so by reducing it to 3, we don't have to put 2 of those together. The other change we're making, which was kind of a dumb mistake on my part, we didn't put a gate in the first one. And we just, for the first week, we just lifted them over every night to put them away. And so on this one, I happen to have some handles that I bought for gates, and I'm going to use those. And so I'm glad I thought about that a few years ago when I bought all these supplies. And in fact, when I was digging through this stuff and I saw those, I thought, well, I'm not sure I'm really going to use them, but as it turns out, I am. The other thing we learned is that this tall grass behind me, they won't even touch it. Even as they've eaten the stuff that they really like, this stuff is left standing. And the other thing that I know about this grass is that it puts out roots. So if it gets knocked over, it'll just start growing. And so it's a little bit of an invasive grass. And since the sheep don't like it, and I seriously doubt the cows are going to like it, as we go from one paddock to the next, anything that's there, we're going to uproot it and just let it die on the surface. And suddenly, my phone died. I still had other things to talk about, so I'm just going to tack this on the end and show you the footage that I had before that happened. The next thing I was going to say is that the guys did a fantastic job on the sheep shack and made great progress that last day because we were hauling them all the way up to the chicken coop and bringing them down every morning. And so with the sheep shack, they were able to put all the roof rafters on, finish the bamboo that surrounds the wall. They were able to go in and cut a bunch of palm tree thatch and make the thatch roof. And thatch roofs are great because other than labor, they're essentially free materials. And so, and they do pretty well at keeping the rain out. They're going to be good for 2 to 3 years. And so every rainy season, you'll find a few more leaks and drips here and there. But for the most part, it'll keep the animals dry. The other thing that I had them put in that I really like is an elevated bed, for lack of a better term. Even though the floor is going to be dry in there, that I wanted to give them the opportunity to not have their hooves down in the dirt as they sleep at night. And we've had mixed results with that. When we go out in the mornings, sometimes they're down, maybe one of them is up on the bed, but it's there if they want to use it. And so that is it for today. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you think about the place and how things are progressing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.